Good morning and welcome to today's pre-market video. Now in today's pre-market video we'll be taking a look at three stocks, which is Maruti Suzuki, Tata Motors and Zomato. I'll take a look at what equity traders plus option traders can do in all three. Now before we go into those stocks, let's take a look at the news that will be affecting our indexes today and our market as a whole. Now according to me, as of when I'm recording this video the night before, the international news is not significant enough to affect our markets. The same things are going on. Basically, Trump is showboating. The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is getting hammered for the grooming gangs he helped facilitate, basically the escape from justice, and that is going on, and the data which has come out is not that bad so far internationally. It's actually average, I would say. So, but I believe the thing which will really affect us today is the India GDP data which has come out. This is the FY25 growth forecast has come in at 6.4%, which is the lowest seen in 4 years. As this is a government estimate, so if they're saying that the FY25 is going to grow at 6.4% according to them, it's going to grow lower than that naturally, as the government is always going to try to paint a rosier picture for themselves. So basically, this is going to cause an issue according to me for the markets today, as this is a GDP forecast which is the lowest in 4 years, and it'll be interesting to see how the indexes especially handle it. This is as the indexes again have entered a point in which one is pushing up, one is pushing down. I'm talking about the Nifty and BANKNIFTY, not Sensex, for example. So now we will have to see whether the one which is pushing up also starts to cool off due to these numbers, and how it will affect the market as a whole. Now that is it really on the news front. There's nothing else to cover. So we'll take a look at the stocks now and see what you should do with them in today's trading session. Now those who watch my YouTube videos know I had covered Maruti very recently, and for Maruti I had given a price target of top end of 12,050. We can see that it went to 12,050 and literally stopped right there, as the high was 12,049.80 and then stopped and started coming down. Perfect execution of the levels. Now what next for Maruti? Now according to me, now Maruti will be trading in a box range between the 12,050 resistance and 11,550 support. So as long as it will within this range, expect a dual way move, as it will try to hammer out everybody. But if it breaks 11,550, then it's a short to 11,350, and if it breaks that, it's a short to 11,200. The 11,200 support is very important. This is, if this breaks, it ends the bullish story for Maruti once and for all, and it will be for not once and for all, I mean basically in the medium term, and will send it down in a significant way. So according to me, now Maruti is at a very interesting point. It had that sudden up move, and now we'll have to see whether the bulls are able to make it sustain above 11,550, because if they're not, then they're in trouble. Now what is my trading plan for Maruti Suzuki as of now? Now Maruti Suzuki, I managed to enter basically option sells. This is since I had shared these levels publicly before. Once it hit 12,050, I basically at around 20 rupees below that, I started entering CE cells of 12k and above. Now naturally those CE cells, we are still early in the expiry, but they're already doing well due to us hitting that resistance and coming down pretty fast. So now as long as it stays within this zone, I will hold those CE cells with a profit stop. However, I will not enter PE cells, because if by chance 11,550 breaks, then you will go to 11,200 very fast. So this zone, I would prefer to trade it via option buys in intraday more than positional. I don't think Maruti can be done a positional option buy right now. There'll be too much of a sideways move which will end up affecting the option in terms of decay. So Maruti Suzuki for option buys is only an intraday play. For option sellers, they can still do the same strategy which I have got right now of selling calls above 12k, and I believe it will give them money. But naturally, put your own analysis to it and see whether it makes sense or not. To me, it makes sense, and it's so far making money. So let's see how it goes. Now the next we're going to be taking a look at is Zomato. Now Zomato, I had covered it not this Sunday, the Sunday before. And when I had covered it then, it was roughly at this point, and I had said the 268 support was very key, and the minute it broke that, it will be heading to my support at 246. That's exactly what has happened, as it broke 268 and has come down very fast and made a basically low today of 250 and closed at 252 basically. Now, it's not far away from my support of 246, so that is why I decided to cover it again. Now, according to me, if Zomato naturally breaks the low of yesterday, then it's going to 246. If it breaks 246, it's going to 236. So, I had shared in my last video that I hold a long-term position in Zomato. I bought it at 51 bucks. Now, I have basically cashed out some of my position once it broke 268, as I had said in the video even, and the rest of the position, if it breaks 236, that is when I will end up cashing it out. Now, why will I do that if it breaks 236? This is if it breaks 236 and even comes back above it, it will most likely enter a medium-term box range, which is not going to go anywhere. So since I bought it that cheap, I prefer to cash out here. Now, what is my trading plan for Zomato? Now, I had shared even in the previous video, I believe, that I do hold CE cells in it, and naturally they've done well. According to me, right now, I'll be most likely in tomorrow or day after tomorrow's trading session, cashing out of those CE cells, and I'll wait for a bit of a positivity to come, and then again sell Cs now above 262 to 268 range, and P cells below 236. Why? This is Zomato will most likely spend the rest of the month within this range bouncing around. So that is how I'm looking at it. Equity buyers, there's nothing for you in Zomato right now. In fact, the minute I saw that Zomato has got recommended for this year by a lot of the funds in India, I understood that the game of Zomato is finished, because number one, they missed the meaty part of the move. And usually whenever the funds in India, I don't know what analysts they employ, but whenever they do recommend a stock, usually after that, it's most likely it's bullish death. It will go in a sideways move or start going down. I have no clue what analysis they use, but so far that is what I have seen. So as I've said, this is call sells and option sells equity. Avoid it as of now, according to me. Now last we'll take a look at Tata Motors. Now Tata Motors basically is coming out of the bottom, and it will be interesting to see how it does. Why I say that is, if you go to the YouTube channel and just search Tata Motors, you'll see I had done a video on it, and I had said as long as it stays above 750 to 770 support zone, the bullish story stays intact. And based on that, I basically wanted to build a position. Now, due to how the stock has been performing, I have entered an equity position in Tata Motors at roughly this spot, and it's naturally in a small profit already, as can be seen from the chart. Now, what do I think Tata Motors will do ahead? Now, according to me, if Tata Motors is able to break this high, so basically you can say the 795 mark, then it will be having a dash up to 830 to 850. If it breaks that, then 895, and very unlikely 940. But until it breaks this zone, it will end up just being boxed in between the 750 support and 795 resistance, which is simple candle resistance. So 795 to 750, I expect a box range. If it breaks this, then it will be going up to 830, then 850. If it breaks 850, then 895 and 940. So my trading plan for Tata Motors, I have not got any option sells in it right now, but I have got an equity position, and I want to see how it goes. Since it's a small profit, I put a stop at cost, at entry cost, as that profit can be sacrificed, and let's see how things going ahead. So Tata Motors, I think, is more equity, but if you want to do options in it, I think PE sells below 750 should be pretty safe, but you expect a bit of volatility until it breaks 795. This is it's the range as I had said. So that's it for Tata Motors 2. If you liked the video, then hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and also click the notification bell. Thank you.